Today's 681st day that I'm here to share lessons to learn. I'm learning. I hope this lessons support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today's topic will be what to do when you fail your goal. What to do when you fail your goal. A lot of times you fail a goal not because of you, because of the external sources, external things that happen to you. But at the same time, of course, we need to understand that we are not able to blame anyone else. We need to find how to take ownership and really how to handle when you fail a goal. And I would love to share this topic because I failed my goal as well. I don't know if I failed yet, but most likely I failed because I had a goal that in 3 months I will be able to run a competition, 10 kilometers competition, and I will be able to run 10K in 37 minutes. Now, the run will be this Sunday, and I injured my leg the last week before the competition. And of course, mostly because of that, I will not be able to achieve my goal. And I thought I need to reflect exactly what I'm able to do. What I'm able to do is really to adjust my goal, because at the same time, I need to take ownership. I didn't take care of my body. I didn't take care of my legs to make sure that I do not get injured. And there is a lot of things that I was able to control to prevent that. And I didn't do that. And that means that this is my fault. I need to take full ownership of this injury and potentially not participate in competition that to achieve my goal. Now, I'd love to share 13 things that you need to consider when you fail your goal and what you really need to adjust in your life to make sure that it doesn't happen again. Or if again it happens something else, of course, different kind of mistake. Because if you do the same mistake twice, that means it's fully on you. So number one is when you fail your goal, what you need to do first, you need to acknowledge your feelings. You need to understand what you feel, what kind of emotions coming to your way. Because when you accept your feelings, you understand what are they, you're able to move forward. Because a lot of times people feel disappointed, angry, and direct those feelings towards something else. No, you need to acknowledge, accept it, and move forward. Because a lot of times people redirect those emotions something that is hurtful. For example, if a person have a losing weight goal, and because they missed the goal, they start eating out and start to eat or drinking that is decremental towards their goal. For example, if they have a financial goal, then they make some weird purchase that is decremental for their goal. A lot of times when people miss their goal, that they start doing things that even more decremental for their goal, that they're trying to achieve. Number two is don't blame yourself. Now, of course, every single person needs to understand that they need to take full ownership of the mistake, full ownership of missed goal. Take responsibility. But what most important you need to understand about, you take ownership, take responsibility, you learn from it, and then you don't need to blame that like next month, next year about that mistake. You take ownership, learn from it, and then move forward. You don't need to blame that after a while. So just you need to at that moment, take full ownership and move forward and forget about it. You don't need to blame after this, because when you blame for a year about that is creating a lot of negative emotions, and that is not healthy. Number three is reflect on your failure. Reflect on your failure. I really love how to reflect on failure based on Blair Dunkley, who speaks about 4 questions you need to ask, and that is, who is responsible for this mistake? And you, of course, you say, I am responsible for this mistake. I made a mistake. Now, you ask what, how. So what happened? What happened? You don't ask why it happened, because sometimes you can come up with wrong answers. But now, what happened? And now you need to say that what I will do differently now. What will be differently now? And the last question is, how I will do that? So when you have those questions, who, what, how, you're able to reflect on your failure much better. Because when you say that, why I made a mistake, maybe I'm not good. Because when you ask why, sometimes you can come up that you're not good at something. But if you ask what happened and will do differently, that means that you have action plan to change and improve. So number 4 is adjust your perspective. So that means that a lot of times we need to adjust our perspective about failure, about mistakes and what happened. Because if you're not able to adjust your perspective, a lot of times you will keep doing the same thing over and over again. So perspective is very essential. What is perspective? Perspective is that you're able to see in one problem from one quarter, but you're able to look in the same thing from all 360 degrees corners. At the same time, you're able to look from much, much higher. So we need to understand that perspective, this is what you need to seek with everything in life. When you make a mistake, you need to seek perspective. When you're looking to solve a problem, you need to seek for perspective. And a lot of times, this perspective is better when you ask someone else with advice what you could do differently to make sure that you don't have the same mistake over and over coming to your way. Number 5 is set new goals. Set new goals, that is essential. That means that it doesn't matter that you failed. Some goals are that you fail the goal and you will not be able, because I had that goal set for a specific competition to be able to hit, and I will not be able to participate in that competition again. That is a failed goal, but I'm able to create new goals. Maybe there is some other competition that I could participate. So that means that every single person are able to create new goals. It doesn't matter what the goal is. It could be weight loss, it could be financial goals, it could be career goals. You're able to set new goal, new timeline, everything. So that means that you need to be happy about new goal, because maybe that goal was not perfect. Maybe there's something that needed to change, improve, get better, and that new goal could be even better than it was before. Number 6 is break it down. Break it down. A lot of times people really don't build new goals or build goals that is not achievable. So that means that sometimes we need to break that goal down. And it's very, very important to break that goal down. So that means if you have a massive goal let's say that you're making 5K a month, but now your goal is make $1 million a month. If you don't break that down, how are you supposed to make that happen? A lot of times people will be frustrated because not able to achieve that goal. But then I would break it down like 10K a month, 20K a month, 30K a month, 50K a month, 100K a month. And then of course, working towards everything. So when you break that down, you're able to really move closer and closer towards that big goal that you have set for yourself. Number 7, for when you fail a goal, you need to seek feedback. That is essential every single time. You failed and made a mistake because your perspective, because you didn't understand something. And because you didn't understand something, you need to learn something. And a lot of times, because you failed, you're still in the same mindset. You're still in the same perspective. You still are thinking the same way. So you need to put in something outside sources. Some could be even reading a book about something. Things could be outside information. Mentorship, I always think, is always the best. The coaching, mentorship, that you're able to ask exactly your situation, explain what happened, and they could give you the feedback on your performance. So seeking feedback is essential when you fail. And when you succeed and fail, like any time, is very essential. Number 8 is develop a plan. Now, of course, when you have a goal in your mind, develop a plan is very, very essential. Planning society, because when you have that goal, big goal, and you don't create a plan, sometimes procrastinate. You're waiting and waiting and waiting. And if, for example, you need to go for that goal 6 months. But if you do not create a plan, you have no idea how long it will take. And you wait until it becomes only 3 months left to the competition, and then you need to push yourself even harder, and then potentially you're not able to achieve your goal. Because I know that I was waiting for 3 months until I decided to create a plan that I need to follow, and I was very good on following the plan. But at the same time, I knew that I needed to create even earlier to make sure that I'm on a good path. And because maybe I rushed with my growth, I was not able to achieve my goal. Number 9 is stay persistent. Now, when you set your goal, develop a plan, you know exactly what you need to execute day by day, because you're not able to achieve the goal in one day. It will, unless it's very small, some mini goal, but you need years, decades. And I had a goal for a year almost to participate in that one competition and really compete at the highest level. And I kept persistent, but at the same time, something being persistent is not enough. Sometimes when you are persistent, what is most important is you need to create that new goal that you're able to keep that persistence. Because when you fail that first goal, most people have a tendency to quit. But you understand that you need to keep persistent even when you fail, because that new goal is the thing that you need to be persistent at. Number 10 is learn and grow. Learn and grow. So that means there's a lot of parts that potentially influenced your failure. Maybe you miss something that is very important for you to know about a specific thing that really allows you to keep yourself in the game. For example, maybe I didn't know exactly how I need to recover after my trainings to make sure that my whole body is always ready. And that maybe I missed out on that. And that's of course because of this. I'm paying the price. And in finances, maybe you need to cover everything. Maybe where the money coming from, where the money goes. Maybe you're able to take something out of your fixed expenses. Maybe you're able to question things that where you spend the money to make sure that you don't miss things and that you're not blindsided. Because there are so many times people spend money on things that they don't need to. They spend on the internet, spending like $100 on internet, but they not understand that sometimes they're able to call and ask for cheaper services, even though they get exactly the same but cheaper. People sometimes just need to ask and be able to get better deals. That's why we need to learn and grow to understand what we need to do to be able to find those blind spots and really improve. Number 11 is stay positive. Now, when you fail a goal, that's, of course, everyone doesn't like to fail, doesn't like to really pursue something very hard, pursue it for months and months and months and never miss a training and fail. It's hard. Every single person needs to experience it in life. And I think that the more you experience those failures, disappointments, rejections, the more you get comfortable with that. But when you are comfortable with failure, nobody could stop you, because people stop, people quit, but people who doesn't quit, that's people who succeed. I have a huge belief, and stay positive is very essential. Number 12 is celebrate progress. Now, one thing that we need to understand is that a lot of times when people pursue the goal and they achieve a lot of things, and we need to celebrate the progress. For example, when I was pursuing this goal to really run a 10K in 37 minutes, I lost in 6 weeks 8 kilograms. And I need to celebrate that, because if not this competition and really having a plan to achieve the goal, I probably could not achieve that. Because of those 8 kilograms that I lost from 82 kilograms to 74, I feel much more energized. So even though that was not the goal to lose weight, then my goal was to run 37, but I knew that if I have a lower body weight, I'm able to run faster. And that means that the byproduct, I need to celebrate my progress in other areas of my life. Exactly the same when you pursue maybe even weight loss, how that affects other areas of life, like work, income. If you pursue income goals, when you pursue something else, like how that impacted other areas of life. Because when you pursue confidence, when you build some kind of skill, you improve your confidence, self-esteem, and so many other areas of your life that you need to celebrate those progresses, and you become more positive. And the last one is that don't fear failure. Don't fear it. Don't fear it. What you need to fear is stagnation. That's what you need to be afraid of. Being able to really wake up and knowing that you pursue something that is meaningful, and not being afraid of failure, because be afraid to wake up and say that, oh, I didn't do something meaningful today. That is the thing that you're supposed to be afraid of. Because I'm afraid to wake up after 10 years and seeing that I wasted 10 years. I didn't pursue anything more meaningful in life. Because I truly believe that every single person has a meaning. Every single person needs to create that meaning and build that meaning. And my meaning is really showing up, not just for myself, but for others. That's what I do on my YouTube channel as well. Showing up every single day to improve my communication skills, that other people could see the journey that I made, the commitment that I made to grow my communication skills, to become effective in the way how I communicate, that other people could see that they are able to change, improve, get better, and really build their goals towards a long-term goal. I'm very person who really believes in a change in decade, and that's why I'm doing this YouTube channel, not just for a year, not just for 2 years, but for a decade to come. I'm looking for what I will be able to achieve through that goal, but at the same time, I'm looking to hear other people who are pursuing something and have those goals, have those mistakes, have those failures, because, as I said, failures is one of the things that is helping to build the character and that character allows you to build anything that you want in your life. So when you fail your goal, you need to adjust and pursue a new goal. So I hope you choose win, and see you tomorrow.